I liked the Pixel 8 Pro so much that I returned it before I could do a review. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech, so honest it hurts. And today, I am going to tell you why I returned my Pixel 8 Pro. This is not going to be a popular video. People are going to get mad. People are going to be like, Apple sheep. Maybe that's true. I've learned a few things over these past few years, and I am willing to take the heat for what I'm about to say. The Pixel 8 Pro, perfectly fine phone. Nothing wrong with the Pixel 8 Pro whatsoever. Well, I mean, not nothing, but it's a very good phone straight out of the box. We all know that all phones have to go through a period of adjustment where they kind of work all the kinks out. Pixel 8 Pro, quality build, pretty good cameras, screen really nice, battery life better. So those are really important things. Now, most of what I'm going to say is totally subjective, okay? So don't expect me to have a real reason. In almost every way, the Pixel 8 Pro is a good phone. And if the iPhone didn't exist, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the iPhone 15 Pro Max didn't exist, I would be perfectly happy to use the Pixel 8 Pro and go on about my merry way. But here's the thing, and this has become more important to me over time than just about anything else. For better or worse, I have not been able to escape the Apple ecosystem, okay? I always look for opportunities. I always want something to be better than the Apple ecosystem. But as time has gone on, I mean, all of my work is based around the Apple ecosystem. Everything that I do integrates with the Apple ecosystem. And it's not because, no matter what you think, it's not because I just kind of I love Apple or anything. There's a lot that Apple does that confuses me. Like today, Apple released a new Apple Pencil that's $80 that has USB-C but no pressure sensitivity. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what Apple's doing these days. They are, at any rate. The Pixel 8 Pro is most likely the best Pixel that Google has ever made. And it might just be that the Pixel 8 Pro's release came hot on the heels just a couple of weeks after the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And as I've said in other videos, I've just been super impressed with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It is now 3:39 in the afternoon. I got out of bed at 7 a.m., took my phone off the charger. I have 73% battery life left. As I get older, all the bells and whistles and AI doodads that you can put into a phone are all fine and dandy, except for the fact that battery life matters a lot to me. And this is the best battery life I've ever had on any phone. The screen on this phone, very good. And there's just nothing, this is going to sound silly, there's nothing wrong with this phone. I had some overheating, but then I updated the phone and the overheating is gone. It's cool as a cucumber in my hand as I use it. It's easier to hold now than it ever has been. It's the Pro Max version of the phone, but it doesn't feel like a giant unbalanced slab in my hand. I can't put a case on it. Every time I've put a case on it, I've hated it. It feels so good without the case on. And so when the Pixel 8 Pro came out and I went to the store and I bought one, I unboxed it. I made a video about it. I kind of talked about my initial impressions, and my initial impressions were good. However, I didn't pick it up again for the next 3 days. I could not justify putting my iPhone down in order to pick up the Pixel 8 Pro and start to use it. Got a confession to make. I am over 50 years old and I've never owned proper real luggage. That's why I was excited when July got in touch about sponsoring a video. I got a chance to use the carry-on just this past week, and I didn't want to take a big bag. It was only going to be a couple of days. It was actually the best luggage experience. For one thing, it's sized for TSA carry-on stuff, so you can just be sure that you can take it with you and shove it into the overhead. Has a capacity of 42 liters. Weighs about 7 pounds, made of a polycarbonate shell. It has reinforced bumpers on each of the corners. It comes with an ejectable USB-C battery pack. A lot of luggage that I've seen other people carrying around where it's banging around like a shopping cart as you try and drag it through the airport. The wheels were very smooth and very, very silent. Check out July down in the description below. I've been really impressed with using real luggage in the past, and this is super high quality stuff. So thanks again to July for sponsoring a video. There's all kinds of cool things about the Pixel 8 Pro, but I think that in some ways Google is sort of shooting themselves in the foot. I'll explain. The Pixel 8 Pro is, well, the Pixel in general. I think Google has always been trying to make the Android version of the iPhone, something that is simple and can be the hub of a larger ecosystem that works well together and people could build a lifestyle around it. I think that Google has wanted that to be the Pixel all along, and that's why it's not the Nexus devices anymore or anything like that. And it's a very easy to use phone in most ways. But where it falls down for me, where it has fallen down, and other Android phones have fallen down for me in the past, are in the little things. Like the Face Unlock not working quite as well as you would want it to. Maybe if you haven't experienced what it's like to use Face ID, then you wouldn't notice. The battery life being a little bit weird, the Tensor 3 chip getting a little bit hot in places. I mean, these are all things that I've heard other people talk about as well. I watched Mr. Who's the Boss's video about the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro, and he had a lot of the same criticisms that I had. But where I really came to not like the direction that the Pixel was going was with the AI features. Let's just talk about the camera. So it used to be that you could get the best shot feature and you had Magic Eraser, and those were cool. Like, you know, it's nice to be able to help. The camera helps you figure out which is the best version of the photo. Cool. Magic Eraser can take out the person in the background. That's nice. Now they've gone a little bit further with the best shot feature. It's called something else now, but not only will the phone help you pick out the best feature, but the phone will also let you swap in faces from other pictures and change things. And to me, that's weird because that's not photography anymore. In fact, like that's something that would be the center point of a thriller novel or movie, you know, where, oh, they've altered the picture so that now he is not there. And anyway, I don't like that. Taking pictures is something that is kind of, you know, its own little art or craft, whatever you want. But it's something about capturing a moment where you get the soul, like just the feeling of that moment in a picture is where I find taking pictures is really valuable. So if I had the opportunity to say like, oh, son number 2 is not smiling in this picture, let's get the one where he's smiling. That's not a picture anymore. That's a collage. It just feels weird. And the same thing with being able to move things around in pictures now. In the example that Google gave, they showed a photo where there's some people over here, and then there's a tent up here, and then they take the tent and they move it down here so it's next to the people. And that's not reality. Maybe does this make sense at all? It's not. You take a picture to capture a moment. And sometimes those moments are not as aesthetically pleasing as maybe you would want them to be, but they're still the moment, not the moment that you wish it was. So I don't like where they're going with these cameras. It feels like they're trying to be really smart on some levels, but they're not nailing the basics. I have here my Pixel 7a, and it came down to, was I going to get the Pixel experience from the Pixel 8 Pro, or would I still get the same experience from the Pixel 7a? And I just felt like the Pixel 7a could give me everything that I wanted from a Google phone without all of those extraneous bells and whistles that feel like, and honestly, kind of creepy to me. As I had the phone there in my hands and I was kind of messing with it, I had this weird feeling of, yes, there's like so many advanced features and things that, you know, no phone has ever done and all that kind of stuff. There's all this AI, blah, blah, blah. But this is to me like the AI that is bad. There's AI that assists you and your reality is still the same. And then there's the AI that will alter things. And I don't know, maybe I read too much Philip K. Dick, but it just felt too weird to me. And so between that and the fact that my experience with my iPhone 15 Pro Max has been so good, and there are so many things that I think Apple fixed and got right on this phone, I just didn't want to put down the iPhone. And there wasn't enough about the Pixel that drew me toward picking that up instead. So I decided to return it. Not do a full, well, maybe this is my review. I like the Pixel 8 Pro so much that I returned it before I could do a review. Maybe that's irresponsible of me. I don't know. At the end of the day, I had to admit to myself that I'm enjoying the iPhone too much to go over to the Pixel and try and, get past all the setup and everything else that I would need to do and dig into all the features and really get to know that phone as much as I would need to know it in order to do a review. So I just didn't. I returned it. I got my money back. Again, all that being subjective, your experience might be different. If there wasn't an iPhone 15 Pro Max, I would probably love to use the Pixel 8 Pro. But the iPhone 15 Pro Max exists, and the Pixel 8 Pro didn't have enough to interest me in order to pull me away from that experience. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is this justifiable? Would you have preferred that I kept it and done a full review? I don't have anything against the phone. Well, maybe I have something against the AI features, but overall, I don't have anything against the phone. I just wasn't interested enough in reviewing it to spend the time to review it. That's the video. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here once again. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.